Hello everyone. So this is going to be a quick tutorial on the mosaic, the overlay mosaic patterns that we're going to be doing. So I just wanted to go through a sample pattern real quick, and then we'll do a couple of rows just to show you what I mean. So when you get the patterns, they're going to start off like this. We'll have the picture of the graph. Then we're going to have what you need. The yarn, I like the Premier Basics. It's pretty reasonable priced. Sometimes I'll go with the anti-pilling, but this is a good one. For the mosaics, I use the H-hook, then a yarn needle. You know what, yarn bobbins you don't actually need with the mosaic. This sample size that we're doing is going to come out to be 12 inches by 12 inches. So if you do 10 stitches at 10 rows, it should be 3 inches by 3 inches if you want to match my gauge. I think for Afghans, though, it really doesn't matter. And the blocks in this one is 41 by 41. Now, if you do download this and you click on Premier, it does go to our affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any more money, but we do earn a little bit if you purchase the yarn through our link. All right, so with the mosaic, it's telling you that the project is used or made using the overlay mosaic crochet method, following the color changes of the graph, or the row-by-row written word chart, whichever you prefer to use. Now, you do not need to use both of them. You can use whatever one you want. So each row in the mosaic is worked with just one color. There's no color changing within the rows. The design that you see is formed by using different stitches. And the different stitches are just a chain, a back loop single crochet, a regular single crochet through both loops, and then a front loop double crochet. So there's nothing fancy at all in mosaic. If you can do these stitches, then you know how to do it. All right, so next we have a few pattern notes. I'm going to try to keep this straight for you. All right, so the first stitch of each row and the last stitch of each row is always going to be a single crochet through both loops, just a regular single crochet. All right, you do not turn your work at the end of each row. You're always working with the right side facing you. At the end of each row, you're going to cut the yarn and finish off. And then at the beginning of each row, you're going to join with a single crochet of the alternate color that you were just working with. The front loop double crochet are worked 2 rows down. So for example, if you're working on row 4 and you have a front loop double crochet, you'll be working it in the front loop of the back loop single crochet on row 2. And we will show you how to do this in just a minute. The front loop double crochet are always worked into the same color 2 rows below. So the front of your project is going to look different than the back of your project. There are some mosaic techniques that are reversible. This one that we're doing today is not. If you prefer not to have gaps, and I'm going to show you these gaps here, like this. They kind of have the little gaps there. If you prefer not to have those gaps on the back of your project, you can do an anchored double crochet that will leave a striped back side with no gaps. This method was developed by the Crochet Architect, and then here is a link to that video tutorial of hers. She's a very sweet lady, it seems like. All right, so please note that the anchored double crochet method will use slightly more yarn. So the photos shown below, which, you know, I'll have them below here, were shown with the standard method of overlay mosaic. And although it's not obvious from the photo, the back side that shows the white heart has a little lip or a gap. Some people don't like it. I actually don't mind it because, you know, I'm all about the front of it. All right, so this mosaic technique will also have fringe at the beginning and the end of each row. Our yarn amounts given over here assume a 3-inch fringe. If you're planning on making your fringe longer, obviously it will use more yarn than the amount given. If you don't like the fringe, you do have the option of weaving in the tails or using an envelope border, which is also called a pocket border or a dual border. As the names imply, it's basically a border of double rows of tall stitches, and the ends are tucked in between the rows and then stitched up the top. And there's quite a few tutorials online, both written and videos, and we'll eventually do one of those too. But basically, I'm just going to kind of show you an example. It would be like doing a row of a tall stitch and a row of a tall stitch, tucking your ends in there, and then sewing the top. So it would be like a puffy border. It looks kind of neat, but I haven't done one yet. I probably will give it a try eventually. Alrighty, but yes, we are going to do one in the near future. So if you're working from the graph only, you're going to start at the bottom right corner. Let me pull out the graph here for you, just so you can see here. All right, so if you are working from the graph, you're going to start right here in the bottom right corner. All right, and you're going to work each row from right to left. If you're working from the written row by row, you will read the rows from left to right, just like you're reading a book. So let me just go up one page here. There you can see, you just start here and read, start here and read. You don't read backwards. Now, unless you are left-handed, the directions are reversed for each method. Graph is read left to right, and the written rows are read right to left. So I do apologize, for left-handed people, that kind of stinks. Okay, so reading the graph. The colors of the graph only show what the finished project will look like. When working from the graph, you use a different color for each row, as we mentioned before, so it's the symbols or the lack of them that directs which stitch you use. Because if you remember, I said that when you're doing the mosaic, each row you're working with just one color. And you can kind of see here how we alternated red, white, red, white, red, white, but yet the design doesn't show that. It's because of that long double crochet, or that front loop double crochet you're kind of crocheting over. So like, for example, for this red row, we kind of crocheted over the white rows, and so that gave us a solid red. But anyway, I'll show you that. So you can't follow the graph, like say when you're doing a single crochet or a Tunisian or a corner to corner, whatever color that is, that's what color you do. And this is a little different, but I promise it's easy. It's actually easier. So you're going by the symbols here, not the color of the graph. So what you do is, if there's an S, which these are the ones that are at the beginning and end of each row. All right, those mean it's a single crochet in both loops. If you see an arrow, and you've seen plenty of arrows, that means it is a front loop double crochet, which is the 2 rows down. And then if it's a plain colored square with no symbol, it's the back loop single crochet. So that's it. So that's the 3 things that you're going to be doing. Like, truly, that is it. So here, for example, if you have an arrow, a red, an arrow, and this, that means you would do, because you're reading the graph like this, remember, that means you would do a single crochet through both loops, then a front loop double crochet, then a back loop single crochet, because there's no arrow, and then a front loop double crochet. See, it doesn't matter that some blocks are red and some blocks are white. So now, and then I do have this in the pattern so you can see, this is what the front side looks like, and this is what the back side looks like, doing it this way. So, and then this is just in all of our patterns, of course, our website, our YouTube channel, which, if you're watching this, you've already seen it, our Facebook group, and then, some people don't like Facebook, so we also have a group currently. I think we have over 10,000 members on MeWe, if you would like to join that. And then you can also join us on Patreon, where you can get things that aren't available elsewhere. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to work like 1 or 2 rows using the written, and then we'll switch over to the graph because everybody has their preference. For me personally, I'm going to kind of put this over here. For me personally, I always print out these writtens, no matter whether it's single crochet, bobble, corner to corner. I like these. I print them off, and then I, mark them off as I get done. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. And white is the first color. And I'm just using some scraps that I have around here. So we are going to get our little hook. And you can kind of tell this is my favorite hook. It is very beaten up. Okay, so the directions tell us to chain 42, then single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each chain across. So we can do that with the white. So we're going to chain 42, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Now I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each chain across. Now I will say I've seen some people crochet from the chain a little bit differently. They do it in the back loop back here, and it actually does look better. I just haven't practiced it and I would be very awkward, so I'm just going to do this one like I always have done it, just for the video. But I mean, it doesn't make a difference. If you want to put it in that back loop back there and have a neater type of a look, then that's great. So second chain from the hook, so there's the first one, and here's the second one, and so this one is just in the chains. All right, and so that's going to give us 41 single crochets at the end. I'm not going to count all the way through them. You guys can kind of crochet along with me while you're doing this, or while I'm doing this. Or if you're really fast, you can just fast forward right through this and don't even pay attention. I'm just trying to go slow because I have a tendency to pull my crocheting closer to me, and then that way it gets off of camera. And, you know, frustrating for you guys, frustrating for me. So then I got to do another video, so I'm trying really hard to keep it in the loops here. Okay, just crocheting along, and I might even, I don't know, if my video editing skills would allow me to skip through some of this. Maybe not though, since this is just a real beginner video. Maybe we'll just leave it in here and you guys can fast forward, you know, if I'm crocheting too slow for you. All right. Sometimes I like to watch the videos, but every now and then they go a little bit too fast for me, and I'm not able to follow them real well. I do prefer the written patterns, but sometimes it's nice just to be able to see what somebody is talking about, because not everybody writes the same, even though there are standard, like, not really templates, but a standard format for writing patterns. Like, you know, certain things always mean the same thing. You know, that's the way it is, and that's helpful so that you can read patterns by different designers, but not everybody follows those, so sometimes it helps if they have a video. It's kind of like my corner to corner ones, you know, I started a different corner than some people, so that confuses them, so we got to get a video for that too. But anyway, we're almost to the end of our row. which is great. All right, and in my haste to have everything ready, I forgot to leave the scissors out. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna clip, and then how I do it is I just pull it through that loop and pull. Okay, so there's my first row done. First row done. So now I am going to do, and this is 41. Well, we'll count it just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Okay, so there's 41. So now we're just going to row 2, and see, I would normally cross this off. So this says single crochet 1, so that's in both loops, then back loop single crochet 39, then single crochet 1. So that's not hard. So we're gonna do that. So what I do is I put the hook through both loops. Let me get my red here. I don't even know what red this is. It's just an old half a skein I had around. All right, so as I understand it, there are different ways of joining this. This is how I do it. I pull it through, I do a chain, and then I single crochet. That's how, if a pattern says join with a single crochet, that's how I've always thought that that was done, but I've learned that other people do it different ways. So that's my 1 single crochet. So now I'm going to do 39 back loop single crochets. So in the back loop only here, which, I mean, you know, you can see the V. We're going to go in the back loop, and we're going to do 39. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope the yarn don't tangle up on me. All right, we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. All right. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and then the next one is a double crochet through both. So double crochet through both. Hold it up, clip it, and that's row 2, our red row. And that's just very simply how you read from here. You just do what it tells you to do, row after row. It's very, very, very simple. All right, so now we're going to do a couple of rows from the graph. All right, so we're on row 3. So it's the second one up here. Normally, what I would do is cross these off. Actually, I really don't like to use the graphs, but you can, you know. A lot of people like to do the graphs, and that's fine. So here, this is what I'm doing first, this row. So I'm going to do a single crochet, because that's what, let me get that key again really quick for you, just so that we're clear. All right, so the single crochet is a single crochet in both loops. This is the front loop double crochet, and this is a single crochet in the back loop. Okay, so I'm going to do a single crochet in both loops. Then I'm going to do a front loop double crochet. And this is my white row, you see, because it started with white. Now you can see all of these here. This is why these are all single, even like these are both the same. They're both just the back loop single crochet, even though they're different colors. This is what I mean. You don't follow the color on the graph. You just do the symbols. Then we have the front loop double crochet, and then we have the single crochet. Now, you could, if you wanted to, not even count these and just crochet over till you have 2 left. I don't think that that's ever a good idea, because then you could make an error and not know it. So I count. And this is the exact reason why I don't like to use graphs, because I don't like to sit and count. But, you know, if I didn't have the written, I would have to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 37. Almost forgot that because it was a different color. So I'll put that in 37. So you know, if you got 37 of these, 38, 39, 40, 41. Every row is going to have 41 stitches. All right, so let's go ahead and do this row. So front side facing me. I'm going to join with that single crochet. Whoops, let me get up here where you can see me. Alrighty, join with that single crochet. Alright, now the next stitch is that front loop double crochet. So instead of doing the double crochet in this one, you know, like you might normally do, I'm going to go down and do it directly above. Or sorry, directly below. So instead of doing it here, whoops, let me get this up here so you can see better. So instead of doing it here, I'm going to do it in this stitch right there. A double crochet. It's a front loop. Sometimes it's kind of hard to hook that, but there, just a regular double crochet. And then it's kind of hard to tell now because, you know, we got such a small piece. But what that does, in essence, is that covers up the white. And that's how we're going to have a pattern. That's how the patterns emerge, is when you're crocheting over one color and then, you know, it makes that color. So now we need 37 back loop single crochets. And you do want to be careful here that you're getting the right one. So, for example, let me pull this through. I do not want this one because that's the stitch where I did my double crochet. You know, that's a spot. I want to do this one. And you do want to be careful because once you get further along in your project, it does seem like sometimes you got to pay more attention to that. I've had to rip out a row or two. But anyway, so I'm going to do 37 back loop single crochets. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Should have 2 stitches left, and I do. And then as the graph shows, I'm going to do the front post double crochet and then the single crochet through both loops. All right, so the front loop double crochet is going down here, and then the single crochet through both loops. There we go. Pull that up and cut. Yep. And I'm just going to bring that through there and pull. Okay, so we're getting there. You can kind of see now what this is going to be is this white stripe all the way up, like you see here. It's got a white stripe all the way up. That's what that back loop double crochet does, or front loop double crochet, sorry. Getting my fronts and my backs mixed up. All right, so let's do, I think we're gonna do 2 more rows because I want to get in that one white row that's got so many arrows. So we'll do 2 more rows. So the next one is going to be the red. Now it's almost the same thing. We got our single crochet in both loops. Then we got our single crochet in the back loop because it's just a plain square. Then this has an arrow, so that means front loop double crochet. Then we've got 37 single crochet back loops. Let me slide this over again. And then a front loop double crochet, a back loop single crochet, and then a single crochet in both loops. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so what am I on? I'm on red. It's just kind of nice, you know. I do like having or doing the corner to corners, and I don't mind the bobbins, but every now and then it's nice to do something different. So got the single crochet through both loops. Actually, I noticed my hand was down. Let me come up here. Told you I try to bring it towards me too much, and then you can't see it as well. All right, so I pull a loop through and chain 1, and then I do a single crochet. That's how I start. All right, now the next one says, and hopefully you have the pattern you can follow along. It says a back loop single crochet. So I'm going to do the back loop single crochet. This pattern is free on our website. And then we have a front loop double crochet. So I'm not going to double crochet here. I'm going to double crochet there. Not here, but here on that line. All right, double crochet. So I yarn over, hook it, and it's really not hard. I think sometimes, you know, if you're making a video or you're trying to show somebody, your fingers slip a little bit. And all right, so now we're going to do 37 of the back loop single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alrighty. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So, did we count wrong or did we miss one? Oh, look. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we should have, oh, that's why I didn't count them. I just assumed, and I'm wrong. It won't have 37 in it like this one did, because you see it has it over here. So we can look on row 4 on the written, so I don't have to count. It's supposed to have 35. So let's make sure that we had 35. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35. Okay, scared myself for a minute. I thought I was going to have to redo the video. All right, so now the next thing it says is the front loop double crochet. So same as at the beginning of the row. We're not going to do it here. We're going to do it here. So I'm going to hook that. Then we're going to do a single crochet back loop. Then we're going to do a single crochet through both loops. There we go. And snip. Pull that through. Now, obviously when you're done, you'll cut these and make them neater. Okay, so, yeah, you can start to see where that pattern's going to form. So the next row is a little different. So this will be the last row that we do, because you probably already have it, I'm sure, because it's very easy, but just in case, we're going to do one more row. So this is our white row. We're going to do a single crochet. We're going to do a front loop double crochet. Then we're going to do a back loop single crochet. Then we're going to do all of these front loop double crochets till we come to the back loop single crochet, front loop double crochet, and then the single crochet in both loops. And if you look, let's see if I can fit them both in here. So we are on row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're on row 5. We're just going to kind of bend this so that, let me get it in the picture here. So I want you to be able to see how they match up. A single crochet times 1, single crochet times 1. Front loop double crochet times 1, front loop double crochet times 1. Back loop single crochet times 1, back loop single crochet times 1. If you count all of these, it'll be 35, and then follow through. So see, using this, you do not have to count. You don't have to, or at least count the graph. But again, some people do like to do the graph, so that's why we include both in our patterns. But like when I'm crocheting for my own self, I don't even look at the graph. I just follow the written. And you know, I think that in the past, some people have gotten written ones that had errors on them. And while an error is not impossible to have, it's very unlikely with how we do them. We use software, and then I also, once I'm done, you know, making any edits and combining things, then I put it into Excel and put in formulas to make sure that everything adds up correctly. So it would be very hard to have an error. But again, it's not impossible. Now, if you ever buy a pattern and it has a wrong stitch count, you know, like this, like say that should be 10 and it says 11. If you ever get a pattern like that that you've purchased, absolutely let me know, and I will refund your money for that pattern or give you another one for free, whichever you prefer, because nobody likes to have patterns with errors. And I'm, you know, talking about a specific number error here, like not something that you think I didn't capitalize something. Like, let's not get carried away. Okay. So our last row we're gonna do, let me get up here, and we're gonna join that. I guess I am actually using longer than 3 inches, but I do that chain and then join. All right, then I do that front loop double crochet. So again, not here, but here. Not here, but down there. All right, then I do a back loop single crochet. And then I do, what was it? 35 of the doubles. 35. Alrighty. 1, and actually when I'm doing these, I fold this just to make it a little bit easier. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you see what this is doing? It's covering up that red row that we just did. Except right there, you can start to see where it's going to make a pattern. Oh, I lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you screaming into the video right now saying, it's this, it's this? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I do that sometimes when I'm watching videos. Alrighty, sorry. 21. 22. Alrighty, we're almost done. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. You're probably already done now, aren't you? 32. 33. I've never mastered the speed. 34. And 35. Thanks for waiting on me. All right, and then we have the back loop single crochet. Then we have the front loop double crochet. And then the single crochet in both. And there you have that. So I'm gonna raise this up just a little bit so we can get a little bit more in the picture now. So you can see right here that it is starting to do the pattern of like the borders that go all the way around. And you really, I mean, if you pull this apart, you can see the red, but when you have your Afghan, you know, all together, it's not gonna show. Or if it does, it's not going to take away from the beauty of it. But anyway, you can see how that works up and then how it's going to work up. You know, you can't, you know, I mean, yeah, look, you can kind of see some of those whites through here, but really, does it take away from the whole thing? I don't think so. I think it looks very nice. So anyway, that's how you do the mosaic. If you have any questions along the way, you are more than welcome to email me, kim@thecrochetcouch.com, and that is also in the patterns. Let me find that. Our email address is right here. I really would encourage you, though, to join one of our groups because, you know, we have members from all around the world. So everybody's on different time zones. Everybody has different things going on in their lives. When you post it in one of our groups, then there's always somebody else, usually, you know, like one of our admins or one of our moderators that has experience with this, or even some other crocheters that just have experience, and they can answer a question for you maybe quicker than what I could if you email me. I mean, I obviously will definitely email you back and answer your question. I just think that it's faster for you if you you know, join one of the groups. So anyway, that is the tutorial of how to do the mosaic, how to do it from our patterns. There's many different types of mosaic. I think that a lot of designers do it different ways, but the actual stitch itself is worked the same way, but they may write them differently. I think some of them use X's instead of arrows, but I don't know, the arrows seem to make more sense to me because you're going down 2 rows. So that's why I chose to use the arrows. But if, you know, you buy a graph from somebody and it has X's, then it's fine. It'll work up the same way. And you know, once you master this basic overlay mosaic method, you can see how easy it is. You can go on to some of the more complex ones. There's a lot of them, a lot. I think right now we're going to concentrate on these, and so we don't have very many patterns done, but we are working on them every single day. So thanks for taking the time to watch this, and again, if you have any questions, just ask. And happy crocheting.